It begins quietly, a whisper in the air, a sign flashing only 3 left, a fleeting opportunity, a ticket selling out in seconds, and suddenly your mind ignites. That object, that chance, that moment, it isn't just desirable, it becomes urgent, essential, almost impossible to ignore. This is the scarcity principle at work, the psychological force that makes humans want what is rare, limited, or fleeting. And it's not just marketing hype, it's deeply wired into the human brain. Think about our ancestors. Food was scarce, water was scarce, shelter was scarce. If a mammoth was spotted, hesitation meant hunger or death. Evolution programmed our brains to assign higher value to things that were rare, limited, or difficult to obtain. Scarcity triggers urgency, focus, and sometimes obsession. It's primal, instinctive, and impossible to resist. Research proves it. Studies in behavioral economics like those by Warchel and Cialdini show that when a product is in limited supply, people perceive it as more valuable, even if it's identical to an abundant item. Scarcity doesn't just increase desire, it distorts perception, creating an almost magnetic pull toward what seems unattainable. Imagine a story unfolding in real life. A boutique releases a limited edition watch, just 10 pieces worldwide. The moment the announcement drops, people line up for hours, refreshing online stores, watching inventory tick down. To the casual observer, it's just a watch, but to the people waiting, it's something far more than its materials or mechanics. It's status, opportunity, and exclusivity. Scarcity has transformed ordinary desire into urgent action. It's not only objects. Scarcity shapes time, attention, and opportunity. A person who is always available is often undervalued, but someone whose time is limited, whose availability is selective, instantly becomes more desirable. Humans assign value to rarity. Scarcity isn't manipulation, it's perception. Here's where the science gets fascinating. Scarcity activates the brain's amygdala, which drives fear, urgency, and action. And it taps into loss aversion, a principle from behavioral economics stating that humans fear losing something far more than they enjoy gaining something of equal value. Scarcity triggers a fear of missing out, FOMO, before rational thinking can even intervene. That's why limited tickets sell faster than regular ones, and only one left creates instant urgency. Let's bring it closer to daily life. You're negotiating a deal. You could offer the service endlessly, but if you subtly signal limited availability, maybe only 2 slots remain this month, interest skyrockets. Suddenly people are motivated to act, not because they need the service more, but because scarcity signals value and opportunity. Even artificially limited items work. One famous study placed cookies in jars with different labels. One jar was labeled limited edition, the other was plain. Children who previously ignored the cookies suddenly raced to grab the scarce ones. The brain doesn't just react to actual scarcity, it reacts to perceived scarcity. Rarity triggers desire, urgency follows, action happens. Scarcity also affects relationships. People are drawn to those who are selectively available. Someone who is constantly accessible may seem ordinary, even taken for granted. Someone whose attention, time, or energy is rare automatically commands respect and value. Scarcity signals importance, creates intrigue, and elevates perceived worth. And here's the practical hack for life. Limit availability of your time. Don't always be free. Let people know you have priorities. Offer selective opportunities, whether in business, teaching, or collaboration. Make access slightly limited. Highlight rarity, showcase what makes your service, product, or presence unique. Use timing strategically, deadlines, countdowns, or short windows create urgency. Perceived scarcity is powerful. You don't need true scarcity. A believable perception is enough. Picture a real-world scenario. A content creator releases a video and promises exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the first 100 subscribers. Suddenly, demand spikes. People act faster, comment more, engage more. Scarcity drives behavior without coercion. It's silent, invisible, and profoundly effective. Scarcity is also internal. Want to improve your focus and productivity? Limit the time you allow for distractions. Create a window for deep work. The mind responds to limited time by prioritizing, concentrating, and producing more. Scarcity can be a tool not only to influence others, but to influence yourself. But there's a warning. Overusing scarcity can backfire. If everything is always rare or limited, the effect diminishes. Scarcity works best when it is credible, specific, and meaningful. The brain quickly detects false scarcity, and trust is lost. Authentic scarcity creates value. Artificial or overused scarcity creates skepticism. Let's see another example in social influence. Imagine you're inviting people to a mentorship session. Instead of saying, "Everyone is welcome," you say, "I can only meet with 5 people this week." Suddenly, attention intensifies. People act. They value your time. They perceive opportunity. Scarcity has transformed ordinary interest into urgent engagement. Even in everyday decisions, scarcity shapes our choices. Limited time offers, flash sales, exclusive memberships, sold-out events, our brain reacts automatically. Desire intensifies, motivation surges, we act before rational thought can catch up. Scarcity bypasses logic and triggers instinct. Now imagine the personal power you could wield if you apply scarcity wisely in your life. Not to manipulate, but to elevate your value, influence, and focus. Your time, attention, knowledge, and opportunities are finite resources. Treat them as such. The world respects what is rare. Here's your call to action. Identify one aspect of your life this week where you can create credible scarcity. Maybe it's your time, your insights, or an offer you make. Limit access just slightly. Watch how people respond. Observe urgency, attention, and engagement spike. Then reflect on the effect. Scarcity isn't coercion, it's perception. And when used wisely, it turns ordinary things into precious, desirable, and actionable opportunities. Because the truth is simple yet powerful. When something is limited, the mind assumes it's priceless, become the scarce resource.